In the summer of 2008, the city of Orlando, Florida, seemed like the last place where a mystery of this scale could unfold. At the center of the story was a beautiful little girl named Caylee Anthony. She was only 2 years old. Friends and family described her as cheerful, energetic, and deeply loved by her grandparents. To the outside world, Caylee appeared to be living a normal childhood. She spent most of her time with her mother, Caylee Anthony, a young woman in her early 20s who often presented herself as a caring and devoted parent. But beneath the surface, cracks were beginning to show. Family members would later reveal that Casey frequently lied about different aspects of her life, including her employment and daily activities. No one knew that within weeks, Caylee would disappear without a trace, and the mystery would become one of the most shocking criminal cases in American history. June 16, 2008. This would become the last confirmed day Caylee was seen alive. Then something strange happened. Days turned into weeks. No missing person report was filed. No emergency calls were made. No public search began. For more than a month, nobody outside the family knew the child was missing. Finally, on July the 15th, Caylee's grandmother, Cindy Anthony, called 911. Her voice was filled with panic. She told dispatchers that she had not seen her granddaughter for 31 days. Even more alarming, she reported that Casey's car smelled as if a dead body had been inside. The call immediately triggered a massive investigation. Detectives were stunned. Why had nobody reported the disappearance of a 2-year-old child for over a month? When investigators questioned Caylee Anthony, she offered an explanation. She claimed that a nanny named Zenaida Fernandez Gonzalez had kidnapped Caylee. According to Casey, she had spent weeks secretly trying to recover her daughter before contacting authorities. At first, the story sounded possible, but detectives quickly uncovered major problems. Addresses didn't match, phone numbers were false, important details couldn't be verified. Eventually, investigators concluded that much of Casey's story had been fabricated. The mysterious nanny appeared to be nothing more than a distraction. Every new interview seemed to create more questions than answers, and public suspicion began to grow. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered that Casey had lied repeatedly. She claimed to work at Disney. She didn't. She led detectives through office buildings pretending she had a job there. Eventually, she admitted she was unemployed. The investigation revealed a pattern. Whenever detectives got close to the truth, another story appeared. The public watched in disbelief. News coverage exploded across the country. Millions of viewers followed every development. One question dominated television screens. Where was Caylee Anthony? Months passed. Search teams combed through wooded areas around Orlando. Then, in December 2008, a utility worker made a horrifying discovery. Human skeletal remains were found in a wooded area less than a quarter-mile from the Anthony family home. Authorities soon confirmed the remains belonged to Caylee Anthony. The nation was devastated. The search for a missing child had become a homicide investigation. The little girl whose face had appeared on television screens everywhere was gone. Investigators now focused entirely on determining what had happened and who was responsible. In 2011, Caylee Anthony stood trial for first-degree murder. The prosecution argued that she was responsible for Caylee's death. The defense presented a different theory and challenged key pieces of evidence. For weeks, the courtroom became the center of national attention. Every witness, every piece of forensic evidence, every argument. Millions followed the proceedings daily. The case sparked intense debate across America. Many people believed the evidence pointed strongly in one direction. Others argued there were still unanswered questions. On July 5, 2011, the jury delivered its decision. Caylee Anthony was found not guilty of murder. The verdict shocked the country. Crowds gathered outside the courthouse. Many viewers expressed outrage. Legal experts explained that jurors must convict only when guilt is proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Despite widespread suspicion, the jury concluded that standard had not been met. Casey was convicted only of providing false information to investigators. No one was ever convicted for Caylee's death. More than a decade later, the case remains one of the most controversial true crime stories in American history. People continue to debate what really happened. Documentaries, books, podcasts, and online discussions still revisit the mystery. For many, the most heartbreaking fact remains unchanged. A little girl lost her life. Her death changed countless lives. And the full truth of what happened to Caylee Anthony remains one of America's most enduring mysteries.